Morning, guys. Well, I'm a bit late today. Today's Friday. On Friday, I just get a bit late. But I'm happy that I was late because I don't see anything over here. Telling and right now. Today's the last day of the week, last day of the month. A lot of people will be in rush to make some money over here. Last day of the month is always difficult to trade as well as Friday is always difficult, right? So either way, this is the metal capital preservation day. More importantly, the last day of the month. Please make sure that you are not over leveraging or over trading. I don't know what is your bias, but I would love to see this market to fall for this sell side liquidity over here from the hourly chart. This relatively equal lows, all of these lows over here. I just marked a line over here. So I'm more interested to see if this market can fall and take that sell side liquidity before even going. Going for the any sort of buy side liquidity. I really would love to see if it can fall and take that sell side liquidity over here. Come to the 15 minutes, it will be see beautiful sell side liquidity around that area. And the opening gap, right? Trading came to the new week opening gap, rejecting from there, trading here. Okay, any sort of selling opportunity right now is considerable sell. Like yesterday, market open started to go. It started to fall. There was no opportunity, but today's market open. First half an hour, I believe market gave me the Jura swing, even if it is not bullish. If it is bullish, then of course it can start to go higher. But if it is not bullish, then it has already done the Judas swing. It's time to fall because market has already traded the 50% of the opening gap as well as this 50-minute bearish gap as well as the water block. Everything has been traded. I believe if it would love to fall, it can fall right now. Otherwise, it can start to go higher for relatively equal highs that has been rejected from the opening regular trading or opening gap constant crossment. It can go for this relatively equal highs as well. Very clean highs. It can be the target as well. Here that clean buy side liquidity can be the target as well. It's so beautiful buy side liquid, to be honest. I'll wait to see how this market is going to react from here. Until now I don't have anything, so I'll let the market to decide where it really would love to go at first. Going furthermore, RSB for XY brother, how are you? Thanks for the penguin, man, and thanks for the first comment always. Hey Mickey, first, 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 what is first presented fair value gap. Good morning, Insight. Short week 7. Good morning, brother. Good morning, FL Trader. Suzivan. Good morning, brother. I can't be in front of my computer today. Maybe I'll join you from mobile while on the road. I'm happy that you are not in front of the chart because, as I told, today is the last of the month as well as today is the last of the week as well. It can be a very difficult to trade. I'm not saying it's gonna be difficult to trade, but I believe it's gonna be bit tough to trade. Okay, so if you are not in front of your computer, that means you're risk free. You will get a new enthusiasm around next Monday. I hope so. I believe so. Hey Sinop, good morning, brother. Walaikum salam. Khurshid, good morning, brother. Hey Dora, sister, good morning. Thanks for the penguin. Hey team, good morning. So I was talking to you, team, last night. I was talking to you, brother. Team. By the way, good morning, brother. If you guys really would love to look for the buy, go for that. Okay. I'm just interested to take the sell. I'd love to go for sell from here actually. Candle. Because I will just check it how much is gonna be the stop loss. I'll just check it because I just see from this highest up close body close candle. I need to check how much is going to the stop loss, because if it is like huge, then I have to cover. I have to take a smaller risk. Here it's gonna be 2700. I think it's safe. I mean 2700 is okay. I took this sell because this is the, if this market is bearish, this is gonna be to the top. I mean the high of the bullish run. I'll just explain it in a moment. I'll just explain it. If this market is not interested for this clean highs over here, this is going to be the top of the bull run. Now this market will start to reverse. But if this market really would love to go higher for this buy side liquidity, then I'll get stopped out over here, and then I will stop to think about the sell opportunity. I will just keep, I mean, constant over here. I will keep looking for buying opportunity instead of sell, but no sell is going to be valid from here. The reason is from the 15 minutes I got stopped out already. 15-minute chart, it tapped to this new week opening gap, came to this 50% of the opening gap, trade this bearish fair value gap as well as this 1 minute last FBZ over here. So if this market is really interested to fall, this there is the highest probability to be the high of the bull run before falling for the sell side liquidity over here. If it really would love to go higher for this clean highs, then I have to switch the bias exactly from here. That means this candle closed above this gap, make any FBZ or tap to this gap, I will take the buy again from here. So I was thinking about the sell until the last PDR. So either this is going to be the top of the bull run, or this is going to be my opportunity to take the buy from here to until this what to say, I mean the buy side liquidity here. If it can build a bullish fair value gap, or if it tap to this last FBG, whatever it happens, I'll go for the buy again from here, again from there. Okay, so if it tap over here, I'll just take the buy from there for this buy side liquidity. There I can be wrong again. This can be a fake breakout. That means 15-minute candle still didn't close above this bearish gap, but I believe it will close as the 1 minute last gap is broken. So it tap here. This is gonna be my new buy from here. Stop loss is going to be below this low, just below that low, one tick below that low. Target profit is this buy side liquidity over here, and I'll just, how much is that, 21 handle risk over here. I'll go for 21 handle, something like that. I'll try to take the partial over here. So previously I took a loss over here because I was thinking this market will go and fall. It will start to fall from here. This is the last PDR, the last line for this, for holding the market. This gap is should be the last line. As this gap trade here and this candle closed below this candle, this is my order block. If I want to catch the top, I would love to go for the sell from here because I'm interested to see this sell side liquidity to be taken. Now if the last period is broken, again I'm not saying it has been broken, the 50-minute candle didn't close, it can be a weak body can close below this. I can be wrong over here, but according to the 1 minute gap, if this gap is broken, immediately I will start to look for the opposite run from the last FVG from the 1 minute chart. So when it inversed, I would love to take the buy again from this gap, or if it built any sort of bullish gap over there, I'll try to take the buy from that bullish gap. As it came here, I should take the buy from here by switching the bias for the buy side liquidity. At the same time, I have missed all of this by because I was not over here. Of even if I was here, maybe I wouldn't be go for the any sort of trade or around this area, buy or sell, whatever it is. I wouldn't be go over there. In this area, when this market went too far, it is kind of like middle area. So this market, you can see from the 50-minute chart, just keep going higher, keep going higher, keep going higher. Now, if it really would love to keep holding that bullishness over here, like market doesn't want to retrace the way it just keep going higher after taking this liquidity. Like this low has been cleared, relatively equal lows, this low and that low, relatively equal lows has been cleared over here, and then give me the bullish, the speed, bullish speed over here. It stopped me out again. However, market structure shift, fair value gap, trade any sort of fair value gap. If it trade it and then started to go higher, when it started to go higher, it should give me the speed by leaving this gap open over here after trading all of this bullish PDRA, something like that, market structure sheet, fair value gap, order block, everything. It should leave the gap open over here. As this, I'm expecting this going to gap open and market will start to go higher for the buy side liquidity. The last FVG, I can use it as an inverse way if I'm not wrong and this market really doesn't want to go higher. I mean, sorry, it doesn't want to go lower. It would love to go higher in that type of scenario. Now I can see that this 50-minute candle is holding, sorry, this gap is holding the market. So am I wrong over here? I was expecting this gap is going to be broken. Market will go for this buy side liquidity. I'm just trying to explain you what is the difficulties. If you would love to wait for the perfect setup, I'll tell you when I'm going to get the perfect setup. In other way, I'll just show you exactly how many times I'll get keep engaging in this area, because this is a very important area to me. Here, when I saw this market violated this 1 minute gap, as well as it is going to violate this 50-minute gap, as well as it has traded the 50% of this opening gap or regular trading hour opening gap, everything has been going to be violated over here. I'm more interested to take the buy. First, I would love to look for the sell. If it doesn't work, I'll start to look for the buy. Here, when I took the sell, it didn't work, and then I took the buy, it didn't work. What I will do over here, I'll just keep waiting for this market to go one more time above here to take the buy. I'm not interested to take the sell around this area. The reason is this high, you can see over here, this high when appeared on the chart, build another relatively equal highs, clean highs. That means if this market was bearish, if it was interested to fall, then it wouldn't do that. This type of relatively equal highs, it wouldn't leave that relatively equal highs. Instead of that, it could maybe trade this gap, wouldn't violate this gap, keep falling. As the market built that buy side liquidity by breaking the PDRA, yeah, I know this 50-minute gap is still holding the market. Previously, I switched the bias from bearish to bullish. Now I'm not going to switch it bearish again from bullish. I will keep holding the bullishness. So, anytime I'll get the buying opportunity, I will keep looking for the buy opportunity again. As long as this market is not going to show me the bearishness, that means it give me some kind of beautiful bear candle or some PDRS that's telling me that no, I'm not bullish actually, brother, I will be bearish again. If that type of things happen, then maybe I'll switch the bias. But until then, I'll keep watching the levels over here. For example, this gap, if it is filled, then I will start to look for the breaker block to look for this buy side liquidity. I'm not going to change the bias. Sorry, I'm not going to sell again. I will keep looking for the buy. So when this market came here to the top, I will try to catch the top around this area by using the order block. Take the sell, didn't work. I'll go for the buy. Anything, any PTR over there. Try to take the buy. Got stopped out. I'll start to wait to look for another buying opportunity. Not interested to take the sell again. Not interested to take the sell because the way this high has been created over here, just simply saying that I built clean highs. I'm showing the people that I'm bearish, but after that fall, I'll start to go higher again. This gap filled 100%. I'll start to look for the bullish breaker block. Around this area, I can simply go for a buy again here. Just please don't push the button. I will tell you if there is any good setup or everything. If I see something, I'll tell you that. What I can do over here, I can take a buy around this area by covering this wick or anything over here. Okay, depending on your stop loss, I can cover it here by expecting that if this gap is closed 100%, I'm going to go a lower low. I'm going to get a lower low over here. So the low, it is going to be created here, something like that. Let me show you this. So here, then lower low here. This weak low is not going to be taken because this week has traded these gaps, right? So I can just simply cover the quadrant level of this week or maybe maximum the low of this week, because even if it would love to make the breaker block, it's not going to break another PDRA. This PDRA should not be broken, and then this market will build the breaker block. I'll take the buy over here. I mean, I will add more with the breaker block over here. Otherwise, if it doesn't want to close this gap 100%, then I'll try to take the buy from this discounted area for this premium, this high and that high until that high, that area. Look, please don't go for this buy, please. It's a request, it's not a buying opportunity. I'm just trying to show you what I keep thinking around this type of area. I'm not seeing this as buying opportunity. I'm just seeing how this market should work, how long it should work. So I think like I am in a trade here. This is gonna be the stop loss. Market can maximum fall here. Then it will build the breaker block. Then I will add. I'm sorry. I will enter over here. If I see it has been violated this low, that means in my imagination stop loss has been hitted over there. It means my this breaker block is not going to be acceptable over here around that area, depending on the situation, whatever it is. By the way, I think the setup is going to become here very soon. This is not a valid trade, okay? Please don't push the button. Just try, interested to show you how I think this market should work. So this market came here, fill this unfilled gap 100%. Let's see if it can build a lower low before going higher. If you do that, I'll try to take the buy for the first time. I'm not interested to look for sell anymore. I hope you got the point why I'm not interested to look for the sell anymore. Even though this 50-minute gap is holding, but the way it left that liquidity or built that liquidity, I'm not happy to see any sort of bearishness before clearing this buy side liquidity. At the same time, this low I am also not interested to see to be cleared before taking this buy side liquidity. However, this time this market will close above this gap. I'll try to take the buy because market is not interested to go for the breaker block. So as the market is not interested to go for the breaker block, I would love to take the buy if it can violate this last FBZ one more time. So fake breakout, confirmation of the breakout, will go for the buy. If there is any bullish FBZ below this gap, I'll cover that bullish FBZ by my stop loss. I'll try to cover it. If there is no bullish FBZ, I'll just cover the candle has built the gap as inverse gap to cover the stop loss and to go for the buy for this buy side liquidity around this area. The first buy for today is going to happen if the body close above this gap for the first time today. Okay, so if it will close above this, tap to this gap, I'll be in a trade. Please don't, otherwise it will fall, build the breaker block. We'll look for the breaker block to enter into the market. I'm also watching this water block as well. The first trade for today is going to happen if it close above this gap, I'll take the buy. Or if it build the breaker block, then I will wait for the breaker block. That means if it make a lower low, low, high, lower low, then I'll look for a breaker block, high stop close, body close candle to take the buy. Either of the things has to happen before giving me the entry opportunity. Right now I'm thinking about this buy. The first trade for today is going to be here. Any of you would love to go for this trade, make sure that you have taken the partial around 1:1. Then you can hold your trade as long as you want. I'll show you if where would be the best stop loss. If it close one tick above this gap, that's gonna be my buy, or that's gonna be the limit buy actually from here. If I see there is a gap above this last tick ABZ, then I'll try to take the buy from that gap. Has to close above the gap, one tick above the gap. No body close, no trade, because if the body fail to close above this high or above this gap, there is a high probability market will build the breaker block, so it will go one more time below that low. I'm just not interested to take that risk. If I miss the trade, for example, market didn't close and then didn't tap here, instead of that keep going higher, I'll miss the trade. I am absolutely okay with that. But as long as the body is not going to close above this gap, I will not look for the buy because market has a possibility to fall on more time to build the breaker block. I'm just not interested to take that risk. The first trade is going to happen over here. If the body close above this gap and then tap to this gap, I'll try to take the buy from here. Otherwise, if this candle build a bullish FBZ over here, I'll take the buy from that bullish FBZ. Okay, this buy side liquidity has been cleared. I don't give a shit. I will keep looking for the buying opportunity as long as it's not taking that buy side liquidity over here. It will tap here. I'll be in this trade. Okay, that is going to be the trade here. I think it will load within a moment. Yeah, that's good. Stop loss below this low over here, this candle low. I'm just not going to put the candle low over here. Here somewhere. Okay, so kind of 26 handle. Go for the buy side liquidity, of course, after 20. If this time I get stopped out over here, that means market has violated this uh, pattern. I'll put it a bit lower actually, below this low. If it violates this pattern, instead of that, I mean, without going higher, if it go and violate this pattern, go below this low right now, this whole area I won't be able to trade. Simply, I won't be able to trade. However, I moved my stop loss a bit lower because here it has a possibility to come trade this week. Okay, so that week has a possibility to trade. So that I thought that I can put the stop loss over here. I thought that it's better to put the stop loss below this low. If it doesn't work, this is gonna be the first losing trade for today, and then I will go for the next opportunity, the first opportunity for today. Bye. If it doesn't work, I'll wait for the next opportunity. I should, I'm thinking about this low. I mean, it can trade this 50% of this open one more time, but not moving my stop loss, because if I move my stop loss right now, for example, it tapped to this 50% over here, then started to reverse, there will be a possibility that this gap will hold the market and send it lower one more time. So I don't want to take that risk over here to put to cover that 50%. If it tap here, it can reject it from this gap one more time. So I don't want to take that risk. That's why my stop loss just didn't cover this 50% of this opening gap. It should not come to this opening gap. Come to this opening gap means it can be rejected from that gap. I just covered that week because this week should hold the market, send it higher. The low should not be violated of this week. If this low of this week has been violated, it can be rejected and it can go for that low. I just don't want to take that risk. So previously I put my stop loss just a bit above of this week. Later I thought, no, I should cover this week. I know it's gonna be a bit long stop loss, but I have to take that risk, 30 handle risk. I have to take it. So now this time, if this market failed to go above this gap, I'll start to move my stop loss because it's just showing the consolidation. It's not showing the rejection. It should not violate the PDRS. It should keep going higher. Anytime I'll get the opportunity now, I'll keep moving my stop loss. You don't need to move the stop loss, it's up to you, but I don't like to hold the trade when I'm seeing it's rejecting from a bearish period. So if this bearish period is holding, I'm not interested to hold this market. I'll keep moving the stop loss so that even if I get stopped out, my loss is not gonna be huge, it's gonna be limited. This week needed to be traded, it has been traded over here, so it doesn't need to come back again to trade this week, right? The next time if it would love to come here, it will come for this 50%. I'm not interested to hold the trade until this 50% to get stopped out, so I'll try to move my stop loss as long as I'll get the opportunity. You don't need to do that. If you want to do something else, you are good to go, but I am not interested to hold the trade if I see the PDRs are not respecting as the way I'm expecting it should respect, right? So when I will see I have covered the most important level, I think I should put it a bit lower. Good. Now I'm safe. I'll keep quiet and keep watching the market. Can you go higher? Can you please go higher and hit my target? Or does you want to fall and stop me out? Just do whatever you want to do because I covered the most important level over here. This relatively equal lows, you'll go for that. I'll get stopped out with, I mean, at least 30 to 17 handle because it's not showing the speed. I need that over here. By the way, first I put my stop loss a bit below of this. Later I saw this lowest candle that has traded that week, so covered that opening of this candle. Just for the sake of this conversation, if it really would love to trade that candle over here before going higher, I don't want to get stopped out prematurely. Just because of that, I moved it from here just bit below. Okay, just covered the opening of this candle, down close candle. Okay, just because if it really would love to trade this candle before going higher. 1:1 partial, which is 29 handles, 30 handles, something like that. If it come over here, I'll try to put the partial level over there. Let's see. Okay, this time this market will close above this high. I'll put my stop loss to the break even. It will go one tick above this high. I'll put my stop loss to the break even above this high, because this is the obvious liquidity. If this market can take that obvious liquidity one more time, there is no need for this market to fall one more time. It can simply keep going higher. So if I survive over here by trading this candle, so market leave this lows over here, relatively equal lows, and go above this high, I'll put my stop loss to the break even, because it doesn't need to come back again. After clearing the obvious liquidity, it should keep going higher toward the buy side liquidity. This is my expectation over here. The first time it will go above this high, one tick above this high, my stop losses should be at the break even, because obvious liquidity has been cleared. It doesn't need to come back again over here. It should keep going higher, something like that. By the way, I would love to stop loss. What was that? Just to see that if I wouldn't move my stop loss, would I survive over here, or I would get stopped out actually. Just to observe that one. Okay, I really do it because sometimes what happens when I trail the stop loss, and then I see that I didn't get stopped out over here and market started to go higher, I feel like I should have gone for that trade, something like that. I shouldn't. I should take re-entry or something like that. Again, please don't copy my trailing stop loss. You can do your own trading. I got stopped out. You can do your own trading. For me, when it came here, it should not come over here again. So I moved my stop loss, covered my loss. Most of my loss has been covered. So 16, 17 handle took risk. Didn't work. Will be happy. Keep waiting for the next opportunity. If it doesn't provide me that, I'm absolutely okay. But I just want to see, did I do something wrong over here? Because when it went higher by rejecting from everywhere, why it is not going higher? Instead of that, it started to fall. Is that my mistake that I moved my stop loss, or is that the perfect decision in my life? I have moved my trailing stop loss 90% of the time. It made me profitable, like here. So out of 30 handle, I got 17 handle loss. I'm more happy with that. It's my way to trade. I'm not asking any of you to trail the stop loss. You can do that. My first trade didn't work. It is the 17 handle loss. So I'll wait for the next opportunity to go for the next trade. I can see that it's respecting this 50-minute gap so beautifully. Market is not violating this gap, but still now I'm not interested to move the stop. I mean, sorry, switch my bias. Still would love to see if it can go higher one more time after clearing this low by building the breaker block. If it would love to go higher. If any of you would love to take the sell, you can go for that sell, even though this market didn't close above this gap. But I would love to look for the buy side liquidity rather than the sell side liquidity right now, when this last cap has been violated and it left that liquidity open over there, which is the obvious liquidity. So if it can take that low, I'll look for the breaker block. If it failed to take that low, I'll go for one more trade. The first trade didn't work. I'll go for one more trade when it will close above this gap. So the second trade, I'll take the with the same decision, with the same concepts, with the same everything. It will close over here. I'll go for the next trade with the covering that order block as well, and we'll go for the same trade. First trade is a losing trade. We'll go for the same trade, same execution, same area, same way. Again, just don't follow my trailing stop loss, except that if any of you would love to go for the trade, just don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's a request. I have seen that it works for me so beautifully. Trailing stop loss, it works so beautifully. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for you as well. Without clearing this low, if it close out this high, I'll take the buy again. If it take that low, I'll look for the breaker block to take the buy again. First trade didn't work. It's a 17 handle loss. The second trade, I believe it will mitigate my loss. Today is the last day of the week, last day of the month, last day of the mental capital preservation. So please be careful. Don't try to participate in this market with your funded account. Don't touch your funded account. It's a request to everyone. either go with the paper trade or go with your challenge account. Try to pass them, like this type of area you can use it, your challenge account, to pass them. There is nothing wrong with that, but don't touch your funded account. Don't touch your funded account, don't blow it. It will close above this gap. First trade didn't work. I'm watching this low. As long as this low is not taken, this setup is valid to me. I'll go for the re-entry, and the buy is going to happen from the same area with the same logic, with the same everything. Just the difference is, if this low is taken, I have to move to breaker block. First trade is the losing trade of 17 handle. We'll go for the next trade. Let's see how it's going to work. It will close one tick above this gap. I'll take the buy. Even if it close above this gap and it doesn't show me any sort of how to say retracement, any sign of retracement, I'll chase the market. That means I'm not even going to wait for this market to tap to this gap. If I see it's not interested to tap to this gap, I'll just push the button here somewhere when it will start to give me the bullishness. As long as it's not going to take this low. If this low is taken, I'll look for the breaker block. Low, high, lower low. As long as the breaker block is not going to be confirmed, I'll not take the buy. But as this low is not taken, I'll look for the candle close above this gap to take a rebuy over here. Second trade is gonna happen for today. Let's see. In my opinion, 17 handle is nothing. We can mitigate it anytime we want. I'm not going to take the sell anymore because the market has violated the last bullish period, the last bearish period. So I'm not interested to go for sell anymore over here. If I see any sort of bullishness right now without tapping over here, I'll chase the market. Okay. The second trade for today over here. This is going to be the partial level. First trade is the losing trade. I took a 17 handle loss. The second trade for today, let's see if it can give me at least 29 handle 1:1 partial, and then I will try to hold the trade for this buy side liquid. Okay, first trade is a losing trade. This is the second trade. I hope it will give me at least the partial, which is 29 handle 1:1 partial, simple. If any of you would love to go for sell, please go for that. Don't hesitate twice, go for that. I don't want to take sell as long as it's not going to show me this bearishness. Okay, something that will tell me, brother, I'm not bullish, I'm bearish. So don't take the buy, just look for the sell. Prove me wrong, absolutely wrong, then something, okay, I don't know what, but something that will tell me that I'm not bullish. Still now I don't have anything like that, so I'm more interested to look for the buy. Let's see if the second trade can give me at least 1:1 partial, and then I will try to hold the trade for this buy side liquidity. Now you can say that why did you push the button over here? Because a lot of time what happened, market just close here, keep going higher. It never come back to this gap. So I was afraid that I'm going to miss the trade. So at least I wanted to make sure that I'm not going to miss the trade. So I added one contract and then I took the rest to contract from the logical level I wanted to enter. put the stop loss by covering this water block as well as covering all of these candles by the stop loss, trying to hold the trade. See this here, midnight open over here, around this midnight open. This is the upper quadrant of the opening gap. This is the high of the opening gap, regular trading our opening gap. There is no bearish PTRA from the 15-minute chart as well. You can see simply no bearish PTRA. So even if it would love to fall, the next logical level is this line over here. If it reach to this line, after that it will start to fall. It can happen. So when it will come here and my star, I mean, sorry, what to say, my first partial is a bit above of this line, so I'll try to move my stop loss when it will come to this line, okay, because of course it can reverse from that line. Now let's see if it can start to go higher. I don't need to worry about any sort of fake breakout. First trade didn't work. This is the second trade. If it doesn't work, I'll do stop doing everything over here, because market is not showing me the speed. Market is just doing the consolidation. I'm not interested to participate in this consolidation. I tried 2 times, market didn't work. I'm just going to stop taking any entries or entry opportunities over here. I'm not saying this is the breaker block. I'm not saying it's a breaker block. I prefer this low rather than this low to mark as a breaker block. But as I can see here, I mean, you can see low, high, lower low. So it took actually this low over here, highest up close body close candle. Does it really work as a breaker block or not? I'm just watching it, okay? I'm not saying this is the best breaker block or something like that. I'm just watching it. So if it would work as a breaker block, below this breaker block, this is the only inverse gap. So how far this market can work below the breaker block? Again, I'm not saying this is the breaker block, okay? I'm just seeing if it really is working as a breaker block or not. Because if it really would love to work as a breaker block, this inverse gap should not get violated. Let me inverse gap. It should not get violated, not even by one tick. So if I'm again, I'm not saying this is the best breaker block. The way I actually say that breaker block, best breaker block, 75%, 95% we need it. Not that type of breaker block, but I'm just watching. Okay, does it really would love to use it as a breaker block or not? So this inverse gap should not get violated if it works as a breaker block. If it works as a breaker block, I will regret actually not to mark the best breaker block, because I was watching this low to mark my breaker block, not this low to look for my breaker block. Again, I am a human being, okay? So sometimes I can make the wrong decision over here, but it doesn't seem like a good breaker block to me. If this low was taken, then I could maybe look for a better breaker block. It doesn't look a good breaker block to me. However, this high has been cleared over here. If it touch this line, I'll move my stop loss to the break even. I don't care about you, brother, but I will move my stop loss to the break even, because this is the most logical level. If it touch this line and then react from this line, start to fall, it can go for this relatively equal lows. As my partial level is bit above of this line, I can get stopped out. I don't want to get stopped out, okay? After that run from here just for one or two handle or something like that, it will fall and stop me out. I'm not interested to see that. So when it will touch this line, I'll move my stop loss to the break even. If it is a losing trade, I'm absolutely okay with that. So it tap here as my partial level is a bit higher, okay? That's why. So I will say it, okay, I took a one losing trade and then I got break even because it didn't give me the partial. 17 handle loss and like break even, I'm more than happy. I hope you got my point over here, right? It tapped here and then rejected from there. It can start to fall, right? I don't want to take that risk anymore. I know that my partial level is 1:1, and that's why it's a bit higher. Otherwise, I would take the partial exactly to this line. I don't care what anything else. I would try to take the partial exactly to this line. Now either it will give me the partial, so otherwise I'll get stopped out to the break even. Simple. Okay, I got the partial. I mean, I think yeah, I got the partial. Now I'll try to hold the trade for this buy side liquidity over here. At the beginning, I tried to take a buy here. It didn't work. I got a 17 handle loss by trailing my stop loss. Maybe you get a bit, I mean, bigger stop loss. I'm so sorry for that, but I don't like to work with the PDRS to be broken and hold the trade for so long. I got a 17 handle loss. Then I took re-entry from that same area with the same logic, with the same everything, by covering the same logical levels. Took a cover a partial. Now put my stop loss to the break even. Will try to see if I can hold the trade as long as it would love to go. Okay, so now I'm risk free. Most of my loss has been mitigated. I'm with some profit. So if it keep going higher, I'll go with the market. If it doesn't go higher, I'll just let the market to decide what it wants to do before entering into the next trade. I believe you guys are with me. Don't forget to push the like button. Any kind of bearish PTRS is going to be broken, brother. If brother, this market go for either to liquidity nor to, I mean, sorry, or to imbalances, right? You can see here I have this clean highs. This is very clean from my higher time frame, very clean. Let me show you. Yesterday I didn't have any opportunity to take entry. See this high, and you see over here around this area. I think you can see it here. You can see, okay. The high is 099.00. 099.00. Okay. This high, this candle high is 098.75. That means one tick less than that high. It is just one tick less than that high. One tick difference. Now, I consider it as a clean highs. I really don't like this type of clean highs. So I waited for this market until the last PDRA to fall. It's not a bullish market, it's a bearish market, right? From the 15-minute chart, this is that 15-minute last bearish gap over here. I think you can see here. This is that gap, bearish gap from the 15-minute chart to that specific leg, or the to the 50% area. So if you go for the quadrant level over here to here, it's around the 50% area. As well as this the opening gap 50%. All of these things is over here. If this market would love to fall and take that sell side liquidity, it is not important to take this sell side liquidity. Absolutely. It's not important. But if it really would love to go for that, rejecting from this area, which is the new week opening gap, send the, okay, I got a stop out to the break even, okay, send the market until this uh, bearish PDRA. Either it will fall from there, or it will keep going higher for this buy side liquidity. Anything will happen. So when this market came here at the first time, I will prefer to take a sell from the order block, right? This order block, I will try to take the sell from here. It didn't work. I don't need to take the entry over here. I can enter if the market starts to fall. I can enter over here with lot of other PTRs. So I have to observe this order block. Is it going to hold the market, sending it lower? Why? Because this is I'm using this order block from 1 minute chart. It's not for taking the entry. I'll just observe it, not for entry. 1 minute last FD is not for entry. Take the I mean sorry, observe it. If you see it's falling, actually it's going for that sell side liquidity. You'll get at least 1,000 opportunities to enter. No, it has been violated. Market went higher, didn't work. Closed above this area, would love to look for the buy again. What I have done over here. Tried to take the buy, didn't work because my stop loss was tight, very tight, was not even covered that low. Got stopped out, took re-entry, cover inverse gap, took the partial, got stopped out, will keep looking for the buying opportunity. Any PDRA that is bearish, any bearish PDRA who is over there going to give me the reaction to take entry, to take the buy. I'm not bearish. I'm more importantly, I'm more bullish. Bearish is only available if there is something from your higher time frame. It's showing you I'm rejecting. Like here, when it was falling, falling, falling. See, your higher time frame is saying I'm bullish. Like 1, 2, 3 candle is just saying you I am bullish. So break the last period, go for the buy. Earthquake, Iroko, Irom, cold. I'm in Portugal, brother. In Portugal, there is no earthquake. At least I didn't notice any earthquake. You're not over leveraging. You're not over trading. Survive these days. Good days are coming. When the good days will be here, you will be surprised by the price action. But as long as you're not seeing the good days, just keep waiting. Keep waiting. Don't blow the account, please. So this is that upper quadrant of the opening gap. I was afraid that it can be rejected from there. Okay, so weak helped me take the partial. But look at the reaction from this upper quadrant. That is why I was afraid. I was really so afraid. Like, is it going to be reversed from there? I was not interested to cover the stop loss over here anymore. That's why I put my stop loss to the break even, because this is obvious. It can happen. See the reaction from there? It can happen. That's why I moved my. Fortunately, I got the partial. Fortunately, I'll try to look for again for the buy. I'm not interested to take the sell. I was interested to take the sell as long as it was not violating the bearish period. As the bearish period is violated, I'm not interested to take the sell. I'm more interested to take the buy now. I think you guys are talking about this last APC, right? Yeah, it's good. It's good. I agree with you. It's good. I didn't notice that. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I really didn't notice this. How can I switch the bias to bearish again from the bullish? I need to see the bearishness from the market. I just can't simply go for the bearishness, as I can see this clean highs over there. So I would love to see how the market is actually reacting when this relatively equal lows is going to be cleared. So after clearing this relatively equal lows, does this market start to go higher? Or is it going to respect the bearish period, start to fall? If I see after clearing this relatively equal lows, market started to respect the bearish PDRA, I will start to frame the sell again without taking the buy by using this upper quadrant of the opening gap as well as this hourly last APC. By the way, thank you so much for showing me this last APC, that beautiful last APC from the hourly chart. I'm in 1 hour fair value gap. Yes, sir. I just didn't notice. I After seeing your comment, I went over there, brother. I'm just watching how it is going to react after clearing that relatively equal lows.